guys. So this reading, um, excuse me, is is slightly different than what I usually do. With the is he or she the one for you? If you can't already tell by the description, I'm doing it by elements this month. That's just so that I can get all the readings out before Mercury goes retrograde. Because I find that sometimes I have problems communicating, and I don't want other things to kind of hiccup us this month for readings. And if you're not like oh my gosh, Aries or Gemini, then you don't know that I got the flu. And basically, when it rained, it poured. So it was just kind of the universe's way of really telling me to slow down. Because if you guys don't already know, I've got a lot going on. I have two little boys, and that can get kind of crazy, and just, doing other things. Like I always say, life kind of sometimes gets in the way of me doing the readings. But you guys are incredibly important to me. And so I just decided this month to kind of do it by the elements, for the different signs, to get the readings out before Mercury goes retrograde. Okay. I do have a new set of cards as well, which I'm going to feature a little bit more next month. But I didn't want to show you guys your lovely, lovely element. I don't know if you can see it, but that is the water element for you guys. This is from the Barbary Zodiac Oracle deck, and he does all the zodiacs and the elements and the different planets. I thought it was just a beautiful, really beautiful deck, and it just really kind of spoke to me. So I decided to kind of bring it out for this reading as I'm doing the elements, okay? So that's where I pulled my energy from when it came to this reading, okay? I always say I don't like long introductions, but they always seem to kind of come out. I promise I'm going to kind of try to skim them back for you guys, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the reading. So, as I said before, this reading is for all the water signs, so Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Is he or she the one? So if you've never seen this reading, you're like new to the channel. This is the first card, is the main reason why we're here, is he or she the one. And the first card is this Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles for me, guys, as they always come out, is kind of what's going on in the 3D. And with this Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you're completely in this water element. If you get your other pentacle, great. If you don't, you don't. But you're just kind of really relaxed as to where you're at. She's, like really independent, and really trusts herself, and is enjoying, the fruits of whatever labor she's doing. If you've been doing internal work, if you've been doing work, that's just what she's, really enjoying. She's really just kind of in this comfort zone right now. And so if the person turns out to be the one, you're like, great. If they're not, great. But there's some other avenues to kind of explore here with the other cards, okay? So that is the question, is he or she the one? It's kind of up in the air right now. I know that that's probably not what you want to hear, but that's what that card embodies for me. Is that it's just kind of up in the air. You're okay either way, whether they are the one or not. And so we have over here the Seven of Swords. This is, the long-term relationship potential, or marriage potential. And it's just stalled with that Seven of Swords. So this kind of has like a twofold element to me. You have the Five of Swords within this card, which always comes out to me to be unnecessary tension that's being created here. So it's stalled like in a long-term potential so very unnecessarily. So, and you're having a really hard time moving forward with the Two of Swords here. But swords are always about what's going on here mentally. So there's something that you mistrust about the situation, or and let me rephrase, you think that you mistrust about the situation, and the other person knows it. But either way, there is an element of distrust here that exists and that won't allow it to move forward. But you're in such a place where you're just kind of like, I'm okay. I'm independent, uh, about the situation. I can almost go either way. But that's what's going on in the 3D. That's what you're kind of putting out there. But there is something going on beneath the surface, dear water sign, okay? So we have over here what's hindering the relationship, and it's this Five of Cups. Cups always come out to talk about emotions and feelings and whatnot. So somebody here is looking at the past relationships, and they're drumming all of that past relationship stuff up. All those emotions and feelings that went on in the past, they're bringing it into this present relationship, because it's right here underneath that Nine of Pentacles. And so while somebody is kind of focused here on the past and all those emotions, that kind of bring with it, they need to kind of change their perspective. Fives always mean change, guys. And once they change their perspective, they can see that Two of Cups, that give and take of love, that give and take of affection, getting real down, and, a sense of connectedness. So again, that's why there is a level of the stalling, but at the same time, somebody feeling okay and being independent. So, something about the relationship needs to have a change of perspective, and that's what's hindering again it moving forward, because we did talk about over here again that there's something that's being mistrusted, and it's those past relationships, the emotions that are tied to those past relationships that cause a relationship to stall, that cause the mistrust, that cause you feeling down and feeling sorrow and whatnot. But here we come out with a Lover's card. So this is the major arcana. It kind of overcomes that minor arcana energy. And you have the Lovers. And so this is what's helping the relationship. So you have heaven, you have the divine, or however you want to kind of phrase it, the divine, kind of helping the two of you, bringing the two of you together or keeping you together. This is a relationship or connection that is blessed. The two of you want nobody else. You're physically attracted to each other, and the relationship will just over time feel like you just met. Like it will always feel constantly new. But again, that doesn't mean that other people won't be jealous. There won't be unnecessary tension that arises. Oh, that's interesting. They kind of told me that it seems you're having a hard time because the person seems so perfect for you. Like you are the same, but you're opposite, and they're bringing out wonderful things in you, but you've had so much trouble that that you can't believe that there's just this really kind of perfect person or this kind of perfect relationship for you. And by no means do I mean it's like everything is wonderful and hunky-dory. When I say perfect, I mean that it is just, it fits you. Yeah, that's, ooh, yeah, that's what they want me to say, is that it's fitting you. And so it's fitting the two of you. And that's why it's so blessed. But they want me to remind you also with the Lover's card is that you can't play games here. And I think that that's one of the things that's going on over here with your, what is it that you need to work on? And you need to go ahead and invest. And invest meaning that you're going to have to invest in the relationship. You're going to have to change your perspective, or somebody's going to have to change their perspective. And I'm getting more that it's you, dear water sign, because of course, you know, we usually get kind of wrapped up in some of the emotional stuff. But it's you who needs to invest more over here in the relationship. And that's what's stalling, because you have the feelings of those past relationships where there's that mistrust that's coming in to the relationship. And that's what you're mistrusting. You're mistrusting the beautiful connection here when it comes to lovers. But as you mistrust, you hurt them. And it feels like you're playing games here. And you don't want to hurt them, because since you two are so connected, I mean, like soulmate, psychic, everything here that you can possibly want, as far as a relationship and as far as a connection, dear water sign. Because you two are so linked, if you are hurting yourself, you're hurting them, and vice versa. And so that's why they feel over here with the Seven of Swords that you're kind of stalling the relationship, and with the Four of Pentacles that you're not fully investing. Okay. So that's what you kind of need to work on. You need to go ahead and invest in the relationship, invest with the emotional, turn around, gain that perspective. Okay. Emotionally. Now, what they need to work on, they got the Queen of Pentacles and they got the Hanged Man. So Hangman is really kind of the needing to, again, change perspective, but this is kind of like pull out and gain enlightenment about the whole entire situation. They need to gain perspective on what they're doing and what you're doing. Okay. And once they do that, they learn how to better nurture you. They learn how to better support you emotionally so that you can invest into this relationship. And so that you can feel like this person's got my back, you know, like you can get your 10th Pentacle and build that long-term structure, because again, she's great. She doesn't have the worry or anything else like that in her face, but she's not fully committed here at all. And with the fact that you are being the water sign where you can go either way, that doesn't really show some security in investing in a relationship. You're going to have to go ahead and take that leap, dear water sign. Okay. And when they work on nurturing you and everything else like that, then you'll feel more comfortable. But they're going to have to gain enlightenment about how best to do that in order for you to be able to invest. And so what comes out here in the final thing is the Two of Swords. So it's kind of like you're depending upon your thoughts. And so you can't see how to really take the relationship to the next level, or how to, if you're not in a relationship, how it's going to start, because we have the crescent moon in the back, which signals like new beginnings, and it's like the emotional start. You being you is what will allow this kind of relationship to move forward. You really understanding and clearing up those emotions, and get rid of that past stuff, and gaining that perspective will allow the relationship to move forward. And then you have the Magician that comes out, and it says that you have all the tools to be able to begin the new relationship, or to take this relationship to the next level, and move beyond that Two of Swords, that stuff that's just going on mentally, because the Magician has all the tools available to him. You know, the Ace of Swords, which gives him mental clarity and success, the Pentacles, which gives him the stability, the Ace of Cups, which gives him the emotional abundance and the connection to the other person, and the Ace of Wands, which allows to have this feeling of newness, and it's passionate and spiritual, and he can move it from the spiritual plane down here to the earthly plane, the 3D level, and make it real, make it practical, and make it balanced. And you have all the tools to do this and to create this love that feels just kind of so perfect for you. And with the magician showing up, it's like, you know, you've learned from the past by the time and you know, with this outcome. So that says that you won't stay in that Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. See, it's already starting for me. The Five of Cups kind of emotional stage, that you actually change your perspective, and so does the other person. The both of you learn and you change your perspective and realize that you can have this relationship that suits the two of you, and have such a wonderful, beautiful beginning. Okay, so I do have the universe has got your back advice cards for this reading. So your first card that came out was let me pull this back just a little bit. My vibes speak louder than my words. So, you know, water sign, you know that we get vibes, we understand, you know, feelings and that intuition very strongly, very deeply, and let that speak louder than what your words are doing right now. Okay. I think that's so like water sign. Right there. It's beautiful. And then the next card is energy flows where my intention goes. So again, we're talking about flows. I really got to give you some advice when it comes to being a water sign. And then finally, the universe has my back. And they do. I mean, they're showing up here with that Lover's card. When they're talking about their blessing, the relationship, and bringing it together. If you two are not actually in a relationship, you're just kind of feeling the connection. Or if you're already in the relationship, they're blessing it and making sure and trying to protect you from other people coming in. But again, it's not to say that other people won't get jealous, because they see you so happy. They see you so happy. And the magician, you know, gives you the tools, you know, from heaven to move it down to, you know, earth, or, you know, above to move it down below. So the universe is giving you all the tools to be able to do what it is you need to do. And so it's kind of giving you this ability that you need, dear water sign. Okay. So very, very beautiful reading. I will see you guys next month. Like I said, I'm just doing the readings this month to be able to get it all out before the Mercury retrograde. And so if the readings resonate for you, then that's great. But if it doesn't, I fully understand. I am pulling in a lot of energy because I'm doing all the water signs. So that's Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpios, Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay, for this reading. And I really do appreciate the comments and likes. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna apologize for the flu, but you know, that just happened. So okay, guys, so I will see you next month. Take care, relax, slow down, do what you need to do. Okay, bye.